What's up, everybody? E-Rock the Red here, back with Gaming News Weekly, episode 18. We got another week with no news, so I thought, let's do another special episode. Last week's was awesome. We talked about the biggest games coming up. So this time, let's talk about the biggest games of the last generation. We're into next gen now. Next gen is current gen. So that means current gen is last gen. Let's talk about the biggest games that came out of last gen. We're looking at the top 14 games. The first one let's talk about, number 14, Resident Evil 2. This game came out January 25th, 2019 on PS4, PC, Xbox One, and it is a remake. It's a remake of a game from 1998. It has a 92 on Metacritic. I should say that all of these this whole list is based entirely on the Metacritic scores, which is a aggregate score from all the reviews put together by all the major websites and periodicals. So, so this one had a 92. It, as of September of last year, it sold 7.5 million copies. So that's within almost 2 years, year and a half. This game is awesome. I still haven't finished it, which will be the running theme for all the games on this list. But they updated all the controls, so there's no more tank controls like the original Resident Evil, and you can move while you shoot. So great game to start off our list. All right, moving on, we've got The Witcher 3 from CD Projekt Red. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Now, this game came out in 2015 for PS4 and Xbox One. Came out on the Switch in 2019 and soon to be on PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series S and X sometime in 2021. So this game will have been going for 6 years and it still sells copies. It has sold 28 million copies. It's one of the best-selling games of all time, and it is an awesome role-playing game. I'm sure a lot of you have played it. It's just I don't know how to say it. It's there's so much story and so much gameplay in this. It won so many Game of the Year awards in 2015. You play as Geralt and you mess shit up. So it's I'm sure everybody knows about The Witcher 3. Great game. Definitely check it out. This one also has a 92 on Metacritic. The 12th best game of last generation, as per Metacritic, was a bit of a surprise to me. Divinity Sin 2. This game is available for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. It is a really intense role-playing game for fans of Dungeons and Dragons and any of those pencil paper tabletop games. This is basically a video game version of it. It is very, very intense. It is made by Larian Studios. It's a sequel to a game from 2014, and this game started through a Kickstarter, believe it or not. So pretty amazing that this did, it did come out the way that it did and become as beloved as it is. This is another one that I played and had a hard time with it. It's very, very difficult. You have to, use your surroundings to defeat enemies. What's really cool about it is the multiplayer. There's split screen multiplayer, there's online multiplayer, and if you really have a good partner in this that can control his own character, because that's one of the things when you're playing by yourself, you have to control everybody's character, and it is a pain in the ass. But I did play a little with a friend, and it was much more enjoyable, and I'm hoping to eventually get back to it because I am a bit of a role-playing game nerd. This game is also at a 92 on Metacritic and is definitely worth checking out if you're at all a fan of role-playing games or tabletop games. Next up at number 11 is my favorite game from last generation, Bloodborne. This game was only out for PlayStation 4, came out in March of 2015 from Software. That was weird to say. It is a Lovecraftian gothic horror game with awesome gameplay, amazing weapons, super fun game hook. If you're at all familiar with any of the other games from Software, the Dark Souls series, you'll know this game is hard. And I take pride in saying that I platinumed this game on the PlayStation 4 and loved every minute of it. I can't recommend this game enough. If you have a PlayStation, get this game. It's awesome. This one's also at a 92 on Metacritic, and I couldn't recommend this game enough. It's hard, but it's rewarding. It's not as hard as some of the other games that are out there. It's challenging, but you figure it out. You learn, and you get to play with these dope weapons that like turn into other weapons. It's just really cool. So do yourself a favor, if you've never played this game, check it out, please. All right, let's get into the top 10. Let's talk Forza Horizon 4. This came out in September of 2018 on the PC, Xbox One consoles. It's the only racing game that's going to be featured on this list, and there's a reason why. This game has done it all. It's basically perfected this racing game. It's added seasons and countless updates. I don't know, as of this recording, what update they're on. It's like 30 something, but they've been updating it regularly since it came out in 2018. In fact, this game is also released on the Xbox Series X recently. I believe it was just when the system was released, I believe. So, that just shows how much they put into this game and how far it's come. Very great racing game with just a ton of features, ton of cars. It deserves to be on this list. This one is also sitting at a 92 on Metacritic. I swear they will go up from 92. But, just an amazing racing game. Another game that, pushes me to get an Xbox or a computer because it looks like a lot of fun. All right, and at number 9, this is the oldest game on the list. This is Journey. This game came out for the PlayStation 3 back in 2012. It was then put on the PlayStation 4 in July of 2015. So a huge gap in time there, and it still made the list. Still considered to be one of the greatest simple stories that has been ever told. I've played this twice. The first time I played it, it really resonated with me. Beautiful story. The second time it's based on who you're playing it with, and I had someone I was playing with that tarnished the game a little for me on the second time through. But that game company, the creators of this game, really made a beautiful game. This is also out now on PC and iOS as of 2019. So definitely, if you've never played Journey, play it. It's like an hour and a half of your time, and it is a beautiful, beautiful adventure. Again, this one is also sitting at 92, and the last 92 score before we move up a notch. And at number 8, another PlayStation game, another game by Naughty Dog, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. This game came out in May of 2016 on the PlayStation 4. It's at a 93 on Metacritic. So, see, we're moving up a little bit. It is considered by a lot of people to be the best of the Uncharted series. There's some argument between 3, 4. I don't know. They're all amazing stories. I feel like this one really did top the series in terms of quality. Yet another game I have not finished, so I can't speak to the end of it. But it's done well enough where it's sold 15 million copies. A comic book was made about it. There's a movie coming out shortly. So this is... And it also had a standalone game, The Lost Legacy, that did really well too. So looking at this list when I'm realizing all these games that I never finished, I got to go back. And this one is going to be right at the top of the list. It's a perfect game because it just follows a formula, and it's, you're playing a movie. So if you have access to play this game, do it. And at number 7 with a 94 on Metacritic, Celeste. This game came out in January of 2018 on PC, PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, Nintendo Switch, iOS. This game's on everything because it can be. It's a very simple 2D platformer. I say simple in terms of its style. The gameplay is not simple. It's an amazing platformer with really cool mechanics, very fun game. And what makes it great is that it can be played by just a casual fan of the game, just a casual game player. And also there's this huge hardcore speed run group of people that play this game as well. So it's really cool to watch videos on YouTube of these amazing masters of this game playing it and then going and trying to do it. It's not easy. It's very hard, but it never loses that fun. Definitely deserves to be on this list. And again, if this is one that you've never played, this one you could get for cheap, and I definitely recommend trying it out. Really, really rewarding gameplay and a lot of fun. Our number 6 game, according to Metacritic, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, sitting at 95 on Metacritic. This game came out in September of 2015. It's the 9th installment in the Metal Gear series. It's out for PC, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. This is another one that, came out towards the end of the generation of the PlayStation 3 and the 360, so it carried over. And this is one I have never played. I've never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games because, if you listen to the show, I hate stealth games. And this is the stealth games of all stealth games. You got to go in your little box, bloop, the little exclamation point comes up. That's basically all I know about this series. So the other things I do know is that it is, it's a Kojima game, so I've heard it's weird. As you get with Kojima games, the story is weird, but the gameplay is so varied that it, which is the reason it got this amazing review score. Great story, if a little bit weird, but like the gameplay dynamic and the varied amount of gameplay types within this game are what keep it up here as one of the best games of last generation. Number 5 on the list, The Last of Us Remastered. It was another game that came out towards the end of the PlayStation 3's life cycle, so it got most of its love and praise for its PlayStation 4 version. The remastered version came out in July of 2014. This is our first meeting of Joel and Ellie. Who knew they'd become such big names in the video game world? Naughty Dog did it again with this game. Great game. This is one of the games I played that I really enjoyed that is a stealth game. Basically, it's a stealth game. You got to hide from the enemies, and I loved it. So, story can win over gameplay for me, and we'll see that here. And then along with the sequel to this game, The Last of Us Part 2, which is the next game, number 4 on our list. This game came out in June of 2020, also by Naughty Dog. It's the continuation of the story from the first one, and it's the 3rd highest selling PlayStation game already, just based on, just in this half a year. There's comics for this thing. There's a TV show coming out. It's supposed to be a movie, but now a TV show that was just purchased by HBO, so that's going to be real cool. The story of this game is widely considered to be the greatest story in video games. Now, that's up for debate, but I've never played The Last of Us Part 2. It's on my list, something that I'm eager to get into just because I hear amazing things about it. Some say that it's better than the original, which I adored. So definitely eager to get into that and and see what all the fuss is about. All right, number 3 on the list, and the other of the most recent games, Persona 5 Royal, came out in March 2020 on PlayStation 4 from Atlas. It is a remake of a game from 2016, more of a remaster, and then brought over from Japan. It's a role-playing game. I've never played Persona 5. I played 4, loved it, great game. Interested in getting this one. It's available through the PlayStation Plus collection, so it's on my list. What it is, you play as this character Joker, and it has a day-night cycle. So you have to live your life during the day or night, and then when you can find time, you go and you fight these monsters and collect personas. And it's a turn-based role-playing game. You get a team of people together. Really great games, kind of strange games, but if you're into JRPGs at all, this is, considered one of the best. The Persona series always is considered one of the best, and this game is the best of the best. So it's sold 4.6 million copies to date, which is great for this style of game, and very interested in getting in there and checking out this game, even though I'll never finish it because they're really intense. All right, the number 2 best game according to Metacritic with a 97, Red Dead Redemption 2 from Rockstar. This game came out in October of 2018. It has sold 34 million copies, one of the best-selling games of all time. For PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and now available on Stadia. Probably, we were talking about with The Last of Us, one of the best stories. This has to be up there with one of the best stories in gaming. Such a detailed story. They really did an amazing job putting this together. Like, the AI is ridiculous. I love watching videos of this because you'll never get the same video. It's such a well-made game, and they're still doing regular updates. We're talking, 2 years later, they're still regularly updating it. They have the online version now that has been pretty popular, and they've added bounties and that sort of thing. So definitely a cool game. Another one I have not finished. I told you that's the theme to this. I need more time. There's not enough time in the day. I just need to quit my job just so I can finish all these games. But beautiful game, amazing story, like I said. And if you're at all into westerns or just well-made games, go check this out if you haven't. I'm sure most of you probably have already, but I can't stress it enough. Amazing game. And of course, the number 1 game on Metacritic, also from Rockstar Games, Grand Theft Auto 5, also with a 97. This game is the second oldest game on this list. It came out in 2013 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. It then came out in November of 2014 for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. And soon to be released on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, probably eventually, even though it's only been announced for the PlayStation 5. Crazy. We're talking 8 years of this game. Regular updates with the Grand Theft Auto Online, which in fact, when it does come out on the PlayStation 5 after a period of time, the online portion will be free to play. So it's going to even drive more people to that game, and just hopefully keep updating it, which is crazy to me. Now at the same time, it's great that they're updating it, but I know so many people just want GTA 6, which hopefully is not too far away. But in the meantime, there is still this game available, and you can't do better than this. It's got so many different so many different things that you could do in this game. It's such a huge world, great story, great characters, and the things that you can do don't stop. Just even with the mods that people have for the PC, where they're doing like the role playing inside the game. So cool to watch. Such an amazing thing that can be done with this game. No wonder it is considered the best game. Just the amount of time that you can play this game and still do new things and still have fun playing it. It's ridiculous. It really is. Well deserved to be the highest rated game of last generation. And I am very, very much looking forward to what Rockstar does next. Can they take the top spot in the next generation? I can't wait to see. I mean, it's crazy that both Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5 are both up there as the highest rated games of that whole generation. Well done, Rockstar. Can't wait to see what you got next. Hopefully it's going to be awesome. All right, so this is what Metacritic, this is what the reviewers had to say about the best games of last generation. I asked you guys what you thought was the best games, and you answered. And a few of those answers are: Shadow SM says that CSGO, Walking Dead from Telltale, and just all the Telltale games, which I agree. Quality storytelling, great fun games. Cash from the Game Pro Bros agrees that Last of Us is his favorite game from the last generation. J-Play, of course, picked a racing game. Gran Turismo Sport was his favorite. Wannabe Hero, Skyrim. Pick a generation for that one. I mean, who knows? That game it could be played on anything. It could be played on my fridge, and I have a really old fridge. Let's see. Space Cat says Overwatch, and I would have to agree with that. Overwatch is one of my favorite games from the last generation. BMM says Rainbow Six Siege, and I know that watching all those awesome clips of that from him. Chemo says FIFA 18. Exodus says Apex, GTA 5, and The Last of Us, in agreement with two of the games on the list. And then Full Clip also agrees GTA 5, Battlefield 1, and a few others. And then Wood Pigeon, of course, Skatebird. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything else from him. So that's it. I want to hear, if you didn't answer me in the post, I want to know what I missed. What is your favorite game from the last generation of games? Leave a comment. Let's keep this discussion going. It's been a lot of fun. Now, next week, hopefully, there's more news. There should be. Back to normal. Regular Gaming News Weekly episode. Although I've had tons of fun doing these year-end, end of the generation episodes where we just talk about games. It's great. I hopefully there's more of these, but I'm very eager to get back to a regular news episode. So we'll see you then. Thanks. Bye-bye.